What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV out here in sweltering sunny Udine. Obviously, we all know what happened last night, and we're going to be getting closer into the match, deeper into the match in the next couple of videos. But today, for now, we are here to give you a Tottenham update because things are rumbling with the Eze deal.
Yeah, talking about things heating up, we're in sweltering Udine, as you say, but things are heating up in more ways than one, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and let's see what everyone's saying about the Eberechi Eze deal. So Mike McGrath says Crystal Palace are braced for Spurs to step up their attempts to land Eberechi Eze in the coming days. Thomas Frank happy with his squad, but would welcome the right additions. James Maddison injury has opened the door for the Crystal Palace midfielder. Paul O'Keefe says that Spurs are preparing their first official bid for Eberechi Eze, and Fabrizio Romano says that Tottenham are prepared to open formal talks with Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze. The plan to return to the table reported 2 days ago, 100% confirmed, and also confirmed that Eze would be keen on the Tottenham move if the two clubs can agree a fee. So it does seem to be all moving in the right direction. Obviously, we all know we're massive fans of Eberechi on this channel, and we think he's vital to go into the season with, in my opinion, with that number 10, can cover on the left-hand side as well. But aside from that, it always has felt like over the last couple of years that this deal was going to happen at some point. And obviously we heard the Arsenal links and everything like that, and Arsenal boy, and he's agreed personal terms with Arsenal. You think, all right, that ship sailed, but then it's all come back around again. We all saw, I think, last season at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium where Spurs fans shouted to Eberechi, come join Spurs, and he just looked up and glanced and grinned, and we all took that as pretty much a here we go. But yeah,
we took in less as a here we go to before, so it's not a surprise.
Look, I think what I'm a bit concerned about now is that Spurs do all the hard yards, get a bid accepted, agree a deal with Palace, and then Arsenal come and swoop in. That's the thing I'm most concerned about right now.
Yeah, are we basically de facto negotiating on Arsenal's behalf? I hope not. I mean, the stories at the moment are that Arsenal don't seem that keen, and that WeAreTottenhamTV is seen as number 10 position. They need to sell left wingers before they can bring one in. Maybe that's where they see Eze. I'm not sure if they see him as a number 10 or a left winger. I think we can all agree right now in the current iteration of Eze, he's definitely a number 10, and I think that's his best position. And I think maybe we're telling him, look, we really want you. There's a starting spot for you right away. You're going to be a big part of this team. You know, it's World Cup here. You need to be able to showcase your talents on the big stage regularly as well, not be a bit part player somewhere. And Tottenham could be the place for you. I know he's a boyhood Arsenal fan. I think got released by Arsenal when he was younger, which he said was one of the hardest moments of his career. So he's always maybe had that little bit in his mind, like I can go back and prove a lot of people wrong, and that is something he wants to put right in his career. But at the end of the day, he's now 27. If Arsenal at this point are still hesitating, and they're still not sure about it, and they're still, having to sell, and they're not putting the money on the table, then I think Eze at this point has to say, okay, they're not serious about me. They don't really want me. And I think Tottenham, if they're serious and they're right here, right now, willing to put the money on the table, then I think you've got to go with them. Similar to, in a weird way, to Kudus. There was rumours that Chelsea were going to swoop in, but they weren't ready to put the money on the table. We were saying, we're here right now. Either you choose us, you can wait around for Chelsea, but there's no guarantee they come in. So Kudus thought, there's no. He agreed, I guess, and he ended up coming to Spurs.
He only wanted Tottenham.
He only wanted Tottenham. Well, that's the narrative anyway. But look, Chelsea were rumoured to come in, and whatever happened there, he ended up coming to Spurs. So maybe we're telling Eze, look, Arsenal, they're not desperate for you. They don't want you really that much. We really want you here. We value your skills. So I think it'd be a phenomenal move. I think he's one of my favourite players in the Premier League. So exciting to watch. I think he adds exactly what we need in the number 10 role. I know people say he's a dribbler and this kind of stuff.
Which he is.
We need a passer. I mean, he's good at dribbling, but I think he's good at passing as well. I just think he maybe hasn't used that skill set enough. But the guy can pass. Trust me, I've seen him. He's got.
I don't disagree with that, but he is a dribbler.
He dribbles, but he's a dribbler because that's what Palace ask of him, in my opinion. I see him unlocking, being able to display a different element to his game, in my opinion. I think he'll be able to show he can pick locks, he can dictate games with his passing ability. He's very good with switches of play. He's very good at threading the ball through. I've seen it. He's very good at set pieces as well, which we saw something that's massively improving under Thomas Frank in pre-season. So I think it's a phenomenal deal. It's one that we have to get over the line. It's one everyone's super excited for. But as I mentioned at the beginning, is this a case of Tottenham doing all the hard work and then Arsenal swooping in at the final hour when they've seen, okay, look, Tottenham have got all this money off. Now we can swoop in and come in with that fee. Is that going to be the case? And that's obviously going to be there's always going to be a concern until, the deal's done, essentially, and until Arsenal either officially rule themselves out or anything like that. But that is what's a bit worrying, I guess, is the only thing, because at the moment all the reports suggesting Arsenal aren't really interested in Tottenham are the only ones really going for it.
Yeah, there are a few Arsenal ITKs claiming that Arsenal are still there and they're doing work in the background. I really hope that's not true, and I really hope that we're going to just have a clear ride at him and get him over the line. I've just got a fly that won't leave me alone over here. But yeah, I'm just desperate to get this deal over the line. And because of what we've been through with Morgan Gibbs-White, where we got there, here we go. We've been told that he's going to report back, going to have a medical and stuff like that. I'm excited. I'm excited of the idea of Eze coming to Spurs. But I just can't get at that excitement levels until I see him holding a Spurs shirt. Even here we go and saying he's going to come to a medical, I'm just going to have to be a little bit more reserved. We have to see him in that Spurs shirt. And yeah, do you think we'll get some sort of news between now and the Burnley game?
I think we will, for sure, because we want to get this wrapped up quickly. That's what all the reports are saying. So if that's the case, we want to beat Arsenal to the competition, make sure that they can't come back in, swoop in, and make sure we get this deal over the line before they sell any players or before they buck up their ideas. We got to go quick, and we got to tell Eze, let's get this deal done. We need you for the new season. We need you really for Saturday, because against Burnley, you know how they're going to set up. It's going to be very difficult to break them down. So we need Eze even for that game. That's a bit ambitious, but I think Frank would love to get him in early. In terms of that report saying Frank's happy with his squad, but he would be happy to also add additions that better the team. I'm sure he likes a lot of the players, but
no, but he has to say that. He has to say that in the open.
That's what they're saying.
But he has to, I guess so. He didn't.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was from Mike McGrath, right?
Yeah, but he in the open he's saying we're definitely in for additions, for sure. So that doesn't sound to me like a guy who's willing to settle for the squad we have. He clearly wants upgrades. He knows we need players like Eze through the door, given our injury problems and lack of depth in that position. So I don't quite buy this. He's happy with the squad. I think he knows he's desperate for additions, in my opinion.
I guess another thing as well, if we do get this over the line, Arsenal fans are just going to be, they are going to be on one. And I swear, I'm just dreaming of Eberechi signing for Spurs and scoring a winner at the Emirates. That's just what dreams are made of at this current moment in time. And as they going over to the Arsenal fans and give it to them that, and say, look, you didn't believe in me, and now I'm a Spurs player and I'm going to be doing everything I can to put your club in the mud. And I can't wait for that. But yeah. I'm sure more things are going to progress on this deal as we continue into the day and definitely by tomorrow. But in terms of the Savinho deal, things have gone a bit quiet on that front. Let's hope that can pick up soon as well. Yeah,
the Times I read are reporting City don't want to settle for anything less than £67 million, which is about 80 million euros. So, look, as I say, it's a steep price. So it's a price, maybe not 80 is, again, an overpayment. I thought 70 is a bit of an overpayment as well. But we need to try and have a middle ground, some compromise here. I think we're going to have to, in my opinion, reconcile with the fact that you're going to have to overpay if you want to bring him in. But for me, it's worth overpaying for. You've got a winger there for many, many years to come. You get resale value. I think you've got a player who comes in straight away and adds certain elements to that front line, which we're lacking: creativity, more raw pace, unbelievable dribbling ability, and chance creation, the most important thing. And he comes in and, apart from Eze, maybe if he signs, he becomes our most creative forward immediately. Yeah. So we need him as well. I think we need that double deal to come through. And I think all of a sudden, if that double deal comes to pass, you're looking at the squad options, the attacking options, and all of a sudden you're salivating about what the potentials are. Right now, 9 of the deals are, either close or, I guess, they're done yet. So as of time of speaking, I can understand some fans being a bit annoyed and wanting kind of more work to be done in the transfer window, because you look at our squad options without these 2 deals and it's kind of like on a precipice. It's like either in a good way or we're not in a good way.
Yeah, I think it's really poor the transfer window without them. With them, I think it's unbelievable. So it's literally on a fine line and a tightrope right now in terms of whether we can have a bad or a good transfer window, which is classic Spurs. A few days before the season starts, still not entirely ready. But we showed that we can put in a good performance last night whilst not being ready. It's going to take a different performance this weekend against Burnley. But we do have Man City around the corner as well, which will probably take a similar performance to what we showed last night. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the Eze deal, Savinho deal. Do you think we'll get either, if not both, over the line? And that's us over and out.
It'll be interesting if either of them don't happen, where we do go, where we move, because these deals seem so perfect. Like, I
think if the Eze deal don't happen, I think they go for someone like Bilal or El Khanous or someone like that. I think that's what's going to happen. But obviously, Eze is just. He is the best guy at this moment in time that we can get in that position. And if we can get him, it's a major coup for the club. So let's hope that they can agree a deal with Palace very, very soon. We need to literally, I've been saying it for the last 2 days, ever since we've been seriously linked with him, today's got to be the day. And today has got to be the day. But let us know your... Exactly. And look, we'll speak to you guys very soon. Content regarding the game yesterday to come as well. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.